We all know just not too long ago, back in 2018, when Quentin Tarantino directed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I thought was excellent in itself. And again, like I always say, not entirely perfect, but a very, very excellent Quentin Tarantino movie. He likes to drag movies and long, slow paces and disturbingly violent movies. And this one is no exception. Obviously, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, another one of those movies. But what I really liked is that it gets a chance, actually gave me a chance to really know Sharon Tate. I never heard of Sharon Tate until watching this movie. I thought she was a fictional character, researched her story online. I was shocked about how she was killed while pregnant by crazy cultists. And in this movie, sort of like an alternate reality as well, like how she's survived that whole encounter alive and everything like that. Like pretty cool of like an alternative story from a tragic reality as a cinematic experience. I thought that was really cool from Tarantino, like I said. So I really enjoy the characters of both Rick Dalton and Calvin Booth, played by Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, respectively. So, and even that one scene with like Rick Dalton pointing at the TV, like it became a meme now all of a sudden all over the internet since that time. But so what I don't understand is why does Leonardo DiCaprio's character Rick Dalton now, like his name popping up all over the news? Why like does Rick Dalton now matter? Like it's just something I don't understand, and it's weird. So Tarantino, he announced on his podcast called The Video Archives with his co-host and Pulp Fiction, and also one of the writers of Pulp Fiction, actually, Roger Avery, the sudden death of Rick Dalton. Like I don't get why like it had to be a topic. His daughter Gala is Gala whatever is a producer of the podcast. Like there's even a whole post about it on Twitter saying, on May 19, 2023, actor Rick Dalton passed away peacefully in his home in Honolulu, Hawaii, said Gala. He is survived by his wife Francesca, whatever. Dalton was beloved by fans of Bounty Law, where he played bounty hunter Jake Cahill for 5 seasons, and also for his iconic role as Eddie Kaperniski, the flamethrower wielding vigilante, and the Fireman Part 2, and the Fireman 3 CIA crackdown. But he was also so much more than that. With a career that spanned over 20 years, on this episode of the Video Archives podcast, we invite you to remember Rick Dalton. What? No one knows anything about Rick Dalton. Who is Rick Dalton? He's just a fictional character. This is why it's so weird. No one remembers anything about Rick Dalton. Why are you suggesting that we take some time to remember someone who doesn't exist? He never existed. He was only brought to life by an actual actor who is 48 years old, very healthy, living very well in Los Angeles, and is fine. Like, I don't understand why Tarantino just said, oh yeah, he's dead. Let's just kill him now. He's dead. Oh, he was born in 1933, and let's make sure he's dead in 2023, 90 years old. So yeah, why not? Let's just do that. Like, I don't get it. Just none of that makes sense. Why are you deciding that there has to be a life of a character on your podcast who no one has ever heard of until watching this movie in 2019, and yet you decide to have like a book about him? Like, I don't get it. Like, is there something I don't know? I just think the timing of all this is just very weird. And yes, I know this character of Rick Dalton, his best friend, is his stunt double, Calvin Booth. So of course I saw the movie. I know it, and whatever. I just, strange timing, especially when you consider that Martin Scorsese's movie, Killers of the Flower Moon trailer, now available on YouTube, and I think also showcase as well at the Cannes Film Festival as well. And there's a lot of movies appearing there, as well. So there's like, anyway, for Rick Dalton, a list of movies that's like not real either. So I don't understand what the whole point of this. Like, it's just, I think Tarantino's trying to take some attention away from Scorsese. I don't know if that's the deal. I really doubt that. I'm not going to speculate. I just think the whole time it's just really strange, really awkward. But why there needed to be like a whole episode or a Twitter post about Rick Dalton. He's dead now. Let's celebrate. Let's remember him. Yeah, he was a great actor. Yeah, but you know, guess what? The audiences just met this character like 5 years ago. So 4 or 5 years ago, we barely know anything about him. But like, yeah, it's sad he passed away. But hey, we just met him once, so let's take some time to remember him. Have you seen The Fireman? No, but we never heard of it until now. So like, yeah, great, great. Let's waste our time remembering someone who we've never heard of and he's not real. But yeah, look, I don't mean to be insensitive about, you know, it's just like the same way everyone loves, you know, Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. So let's remember those characters. But like, come on, like really, was that necessary at all in the first place? Give me a break. Anyway, whatever. I mean, I haven't heard an episode of the video archive, so maybe I should just to get some perspective on what the whole thing is about. I'm sure it's about film and cinema. So, and Tarantino, an excellent director, despite his weird foot fetish and his obsession with violence. But I mean, movies like Pulp Fiction, I mean, that's probably one of his, and Jackie Brown, like those two movies I can think of, like two of his best classics. You know, those are one of the greatest classic films ever. You know, still very relevant today. But this whole thing with Rick Dalton, I don't get it for the life of me. But whatever, I'm not gonna obsess over it.